Life is a well of joy. But where the rabble drinks too, all wells are poisoned. The flame is vexed when their moist hearts come near the fire. In their hands, all fruit grows sweetish and overmellow. Their glance makes the fruit tree a prey to the wind and withers its crown. And some who turned away from life only turned away from the rabble. They did not want to share the well and the fruit and the flame with the rabble. And some who came like annihilators and like a hailstorm to all the orchards merely wanted to put a foot into the gaping jaws of the rabble and plug up its throat.
All of you, you're crazy! Leave them alone!
Hey. That's enough. Don't taunt the prisoners. It's not protocol.
Will, you can stop this. I can't.
Now, this boy made a fool out of you, Will.
No, I didn't. Don't listen to him, Will.
All right, put the hoods on.
Don't listen to him.
Put the hoods on.
That will help us. Think of what you do.
You shut your mouth, British girl!
Give me a hand here.
No!
Give me a hand, Will.
Prisoner Mace, Prisoner Hager, you have been found guilty. The penalty is death by firing squad. Ready?
Colonel, I don't...
Obey the command! Aim! Fire!
I hit him!
Deputy Jones, you beat the defendant so bad he ended up in the hospital.
Objection, Your Honor. He's badgering the witness.
Overruled.
Mr. Rinzel was in the hospital for a week, wasn't he?
was resisting arrest. He said they'd kill me like they killed Freddie and Gar.
Strike that!
Your Honor. But, Your Honor. We have been going over this for months, and we object.
Your Honor, the alleged confession and the alleged murder weapons were clearly obtained illegally.
State disagrees with that position, and we object.
Sit down, Mr. Rudnick.
Therefore, defense moves for a directed verdict of not guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I must inform you that the evidence presented by the prosecution has been suppressed because it is what is known in the law as the fruit of the poison tree. This court has no alternative except to sustain the motion for a directed verdict of not guilty. The defendants are discharged.
I'll be leaving in the morning. Just thought we should say goodbye or something. Wish there was some other way that we could...
We tried, Jennifer.
I'm not sure I believe that.
No, honey, this marriage was over long ago.
It's been 6 months. He was my son, too.
Blanchard, Willis Sharkey, Ed Renzel. Oh, the information you wanted on Blanchard's gun collection? Got it first, just like you asked. I hope I got what you were looking for. Oh, your son was seeing a girl. I didn't find out until after my run-in with Blanchard, so I didn't get too much on her.
Joellen Davis.
That's more than I expected, Mr. Hager.
You were the right man for the job. Late, Jeffrey.
Just like you taught me, boss.
Tokyo?
Up 0.26.
Dollar?
Unchanged.
Dow?
Nothing of consequence.
Garter belts?
We're sure gonna miss you around here. Is there any chance you'll be back?
Jeff. Gone for good. Is,
Yeah, he's waiting for you.
You still have time to change your mind about this, Gar. I only had an ulcer attack when my kids went to school. I may not live through losing a partner.
Frank, stop complaining. Think about how rich I'm making you.
Why don't you take a leave of absence?
No, it's all yours.
I'll always be your friend, Gar. Now, you need something, you call me here. Anything.
On Ken, on that other matter, I want you to get those papers over to Jennifer first thing in the morning.
Gar, it's called divorce, not philanthropy. You're giving up a fortune more than you have to.
First thing in the morning, Ken, please. Jeffrey, one last transaction you can handle for me. Still get that old Jeep?
You're Jack from my old ragtop Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding. You're not kidding.
Don't break it.
Station right here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Generally speaking, it's almost impossible to obtain a directed verdict of not guilty. But the law's the law. Prosecution abused it, so the defense attorneys used it. This case should never have been tried, not in the condition it was in. I could go right down the list from probable cause to questionable Mirandizing the defendants. You could single out Deputy Jones. Unfortunately, his actions were fatal to the charges. You should know that an impassioned arrest is not all that uncommon, particularly in a small community where murder impacts on such a personal level.
Murder affects people personally wherever they are.
Of course it does. I don't mean to sound glib. The point is, it's just that if a little more time had been spent in an effort to break the code of silence amongst Blanchard, Rensel, and Sharkey, one of them might very well have broken. They are, after all, guilty men.
They are free men, Mr. Benefield.
Yes, but self-knowledge of guilt equals fear, which can be a very useful tool.
Well, I want all the tools I can lay my hands on.
So that there can be no misunderstanding at a later date, please remember that what I'm presenting is simply a theory of how the case could have been done. I would never advise a client to take the law into his own hands.
Miss? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, it's okay. I startle easy. Are you checking in?
Yeah.
Okay. Just fill this out and we'll fix you right up. I've always been jumpy like that. I just seem to shut out everything but whatever it is I'm concentrating on. How long do you plan on staying, Mr. Hager?
I'd like to keep it open.
Right?
I want the same room my son had.
All right, that's the cottage on the far right. Number 14.
Thank you.
Where's in there? That's his Jeep.
And you think we ought to talk to him?
I've been expecting him back.
Yeah, but that don't mean he's here to start anything.
I'll never forget the look on his face when the judge announced that verdict.
You gotta let it go, Lawrence. Come on, let's go say hello.
Go ahead. I'm not ready yet.
One of these days, I'm gonna break them damn glasses, Mr. Hollywood.
You gonna sit on them?
I see.
22 minutes.
That long, huh? Well, I guess I've dropped a step or two. Hot Russell saw you drive around the square, and he telephoned Deputy Jones, who radioed me. Sheriff Horton Drum. We met at the trial, sort of.
You want to come in, Sheriff?
Oh, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. You know, I was afraid I might miss you, in case you were just passing through. Ooh, now there's a beauty. You mind? Best deer rifle ever made. Bring down a bear, too. You know, you're not the only one who was upset over the acquittals, Mr. Hager. Tragedy like that, seemed like everyone was hurt by it. Some more than others.
How about the men responsible?
Well, there are various forms of retribution. Not all of them on the law books. For instance, take Ed Rensel. Had a hardware store down on Main Street, doing real good business, just taking off. After the murders, he went belly up, and he lost his home. Young Will Sharkey found himself an outcast. None of his old friends would even speak to him anymore.
Cruel and unusual punishment for murder.
They weren't convicted, Mr. Hager, of any crime at all. Now, as sheriff of this county, I'll take the blame for that. You know the circumstances. That's all the excuses I'll offer you. I have to live with that.
So do I. How about Blanchard? How did things change for him?
Well, Colonel Blanchard was a war hero. Very well respected. We don't get many colonels come from Higbee, let alone come back. He's very active in civic affairs. He even coached Little League ball. That's how he met young Sharkey. Guess we didn't know the colonel as well as we thought. But now we do. Is there any specific business that brings you to Higbee at this time, Mr. Hager? I mean, anything I might be able to help you with?
Yeah. You could put the word out that I'll pay for information on those three.
About the murder? Come on. You know as well as I do it's too late for that.
Too late for justice to be done, Sheriff?
Don't overstep your bounds as a concerned citizen, Mr. Hager. Whoa! Now there's the heavy stuff. Bring down an elephant with this thing.
Good.
You know, there's some mighty fine hunting around here. But the only thing in season this time of the year is wild boar. Boar. By the way, you got a permit to carry that thing packing on your hip?
Yeah, you want to see that, too?
No, Mr. Hager. I trust you.
You awake yet? You don't remember anything, do you? You were so drunk, they'd pick you up off the floor to get you into bed.
You and Carpenter, huh? Where is he, anyway?
Little brother's at work, I suppose. Shoot, half the day's gone. You were dreaming? It was like an old dog dreaming, you know, running in its sleep, feet twitching. It's funny.
Yeah, that's funny, huh?
That man's here.
What man?
That boy's father. The war hero. Colonel called. I couldn't wake you up. He said call back.
Edwin, calm down. No reason to be jumping to conclusions.
Well, what are we going to do?
Well, I don't think it's necessary to do anything right at this moment. We're just going to wait and see what he does.
What he does? He's going to try and kill us. That's what he's going to do.
Well, we don't know that, Edwin. I just wanted you and Willis to be aware of it, and that's all.
Well, he's going to be talking to people. I mean, what do I do if he wants to talk to me? If he comes out here and tries something?
Well, then you call me. Don't you have anything to say to him, especially about his boy at the trial? Now, Edwin, you've got to remember we were acquitted. The law's on our side.
Go to hell.
Nearly an hour and he hasn't moved. I know what he's doing.
There's nothing he can do.
If he wants to see me, he can come on.
Come on, Willis, let's get back to our desk, son.
Evening. Am I doing anything wrong, Deputy?
Not yet. Go home before you do.
Never been a man to break the law.
Most of the time, it still works, Hager. They'll screw up again. When they do, I'll be there.
What if you screw up again, Jones?
Next time I won't. It's my job, not yours. If you try anything, you'll have to go through me.
Well, if I have to.
You know, the colonel says that Hager won a bunch of medals for killing Viet Cong. You're a hero. Well, I ain't afraid of killing either.
Well, I don't like that kind of talk.
Why not? You know, it's no accident that I was proven innocent. The colonel says that pure-blooded men like me were meant to carry out the will of the world.
Oh, that's garbage. Don't you know that's pure, unadulterated garbage?
Now, why would you say that? All it is survival of the fittest. That's it. It's right there. If it comes down to a fight, the youngest and the strongest is me.
Mr. Hager, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have let myself in. I was just leaving you a note. You always come into a room like that?
No. Only when I think there might be somebody inside waiting to kill me.
Well, I guess I had better warn the maid, huh?
Yeah.
I should have written this before I came in. I started to a couple of times, and it never sounded right, so... those are some of your son's things. I intended to send it along to you and your wife, and... well, time just sort of got away from me, so I started a letter to Mrs. Hager about it, and...
Why, Mrs. Hager?
Well, that's who Guy always talked to. Is your wife coming down later?
We're no longer together.
Well, I have to get back to work.
Before he left home, Gar broke up with a steady girl that he'd been seeing almost a year. Is that because of Joel and Davis?
They were just friends, really.
Jo Ellen is as beautiful as I remember. I reminded her of what I'd said when we first met. She laughed and said, no, she still wasn't ready to settle down and have my children. Thought you said it was nothing.
I said they were friends.
Did you read this?
No. Why would I do that? You have a good night, Mr. Hager. I left you some hangers.
What I'm doing is wrong. How do I stop? Where's Dad when I need to talk to him? How do I talk to him? Are you still angry with me, Dad? I hope not. I love you. Sometimes I forget, but sometimes you forget too.
Get down! Get down!
Hager! It's Hager! I know it!
What do you want? Hey, that was you last night, flashing in lights. What do you want?
You was disturbing his beauty sleep.
Was my intention. I doubt if he's going to get very much sleep from now on.
Hey, I ain't scared of you. Well, Colonel told me, you set foot on my property, I can kill you. See, I know my rights.
Ritzel, you don't know a damn thing. You go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. You wake up at 10, you drink yourself stupid by 2. You couldn't kill me if somebody was to help you pull the trigger.
This is harassment, mister. And there's laws against that.
There's laws against murder.
Get the hell off my property.
Yeah, you tell him, honey.
lucky man, Russell. Supportive brother. Loving wife.
What is it, sweetie?
You bastard!
Blanchard.
Good morning. I believe it was Captain Hager, wasn't it? Phoenix Force? Very elite unit. Oh, well, now. Hunting season's over.
Out on pigs.
Tactical point, that's what you were making. Psychological warfare. I like it. Put the rifle down, Captain. Come on in. I can offer you a cup of coffee. This house was built in 1842 by my great-great-granddaddy. He was a genius. Well, a visionary, really. Taught himself engineering and architecture. He planted mulberry trees to try and raise silkworms in order to diversify the land. Some of those mulberry trees still stand out there. Of course, the war between the states almost destroyed him. This chandelier, it weighs almost 300 pounds. It's magnificent, isn't it? All that crystal was cut by hand. See, almost everything was made here. Oh, we had 1,500 slaves at one time. Their mark is on all of this. There was true elegance here. Fancy balls and cotillions. Young men and women in fine dress, sophistication, culture talk. There will be again, too. There's a portrait of my great-great-grandmother. She was quite taken with the works of Shakespeare, Tennyson, Sir Walter Scott. She named this place Camelot after the fabled home of King Arthur, hoping that it, too, would become a place of grace and chivalry. Your rifle. 364 Model 70 Winchester. It's a classic. Well, you know that, of course. I don't mean to insult you. It's just that I have a Model 70. What year is yours?
1959.
Well, that's amazing. It's identical to my 1960. It's not loaded. See? 2 inches low at 300 yards. Yours?
3/8 right. Hey, look, we both have our own pre-64 Model 70s. That's a coincidence, not a miracle.
Well, that's true, but... You know, I think yours may have the better balance.
I prefer mine. That's only because I know what it can do. Never missed with it.
Let's have that coffee, shall we? What are you planning to do, Mr. Hager?
I'm going to prove that you killed my son and his friend.
Well, you're wasting your time. I can't be tried again.
I can try you.
That some came like annihilators. And like a hailstorm to all the orchards.
Was that book Revelations or Mein Kampf? Why'd you kill my boy, Blanchard? It really have something to do with the color of somebody's skin.
The issue of your son's death has been resolved in a court of law, Mr. Hager. And my feelings about race, politics, or anything else is none of your concern. I must ask you to leave here.
People like you make me sad every time I run into one of you. There you are, 1 foot in the grave, just waiting for the dirt to hit you in the face.
I want you to get out of my house, Hager. You made a mistake coming back here.
Oh, I don't think so. I came to bury you.
Well, you set 1 foot on my property again, and I'll be within my legal right to kill you. Yes, sir. Kill you. Excuse me.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I ordered one of those buzzers for the door so that people won't be able to sneak up on me. And you think with all these windows that I'd be able to... Oh. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot the water. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question.
Why didn't you come to the trial?
I couldn't. I didn't want to.
Were you scared?
What?
Blanchard. He has been known to threaten people, you know.
Well, I wasn't a threat to him. You know as much as I do about that night. Now, frankly, I think that the Colonel is a certifiable maniac. I consider myself lucky to have had little occasion to deal with him. No, Blanchard isn't what kept me from the trial. I just couldn't accept it. You see, Miss Haggett's a very good way of dealing with things. You simply pretend like nothing ever happened. And that's kind of how I've managed to survive most of my life.
Ms. Whitelaw, is there anything else you might tell me about Blanchard or the others?
Well, I don't really know that much about Renzel. And, well, Sharkey seems like a nice kid. I used to feel sorry for him.
Why?
Well, a few years ago, his mother just took off one day and left him and Mr. Sharkey and never was heard from again. And who knows what happens in families, huh? Anyway, it was after that he started having all these terrible fights with his daddy, and everybody in the town knew about it. Guess Willis was blaming him for his mama leaving.
Well, bad home life's no excuse for killing people.
No, it's not.
Willis won't be back today at all. And, mister, I'd appreciate it if you leave my son alone. He is innocent.
I don't believe that.
Willis was tried and exonerated. Now, you don't know him. He's a good boy.
Your son's a murderer, Mr. Sharkey. I'll be back. You tell him that.
Can I help you?
I'd like to speak to Miss Davis.
She's in back. Joe Ellen?
Thank you.
If you need me, I'll be over at Baker's. All right?
Okay.
We met at the trial. I'm Gar's father.
Yes, I know.
I'd like to talk to you about it.
I knew your son, Mr. Hager. That's all. There's nothing more I could say that you don't already know.
Well, I know you spent a lot of time with my son. And his friend, Freddie Mace.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hager. I have work to finish.
Wouldn't you rather I heard it from you?
What?
Whatever it is you're hiding. Joel and I'm going to be around for a while. If you ever want to talk.
There he goes. Hager's got Joe Ellen in on it now. Little tramp. There she goes, just gonna plot against me again.
Willis, I want you to take some time off, son. Drive down to Brookhaven, see you ain't losing.
I'm not running away. Now, he wants me to run away. And the minute I turn my back on him, he's just gonna kill me like nothing. But that's all right with everybody, and you. Because everyone in this town would just as soon see me dead anyway.
Now, Willis, that's just not true. Now, what are you going to do with that?
Well, we bought it for protection, didn't we? I mean, I might have to protect myself.
Colonel Blanchard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, drop it, Hager.
Drop the rifle.
Sheriff Drum says there's some pretty good boar hunting around here.
Not in town, Eden. Now drop it.
I'm gonna drop this rifle on the cement, Jones.
I said, drop it.
You want it? Come get it.
Talk to me.
You was brandishing his weapon.
Were you brandishing your weapon, Mr. Hager?
Nope.
Says he wasn't brandishing, Lawrence.
He appeared to be loading his rifle.
I was checking to make sure that it wasn't loaded.
Says he was just checking.
I heard. What was he doing with it out in the first place?
I had taken it out of this case in order to put it into this gun rack.
Lawrence, put your gun away. Take Mr. Hagel's rifle.
Take the damn rifle. You folks just go on back to be neighborly. Nothing going on here.
What do you think, Lawrence? You give that rifle back? Lawrence thinks so. You know, I really would appreciate it while you're in town here. You keep that gun in the case. Give him the rifle.
You did a stupid thing.
One of us did.
Excuse me, brother.
This is trash. Lies. Don't believe this. That man's just here to stir up trouble.
Some white folks seem to enjoy stirring things up, Colonel, but we're grown used to that.
You want more trouble, Abe?
Ain't looking for it, but it seems to come anyway, Colonel.
You damn right it does.
Freddie said there might be trouble over this, but I didn't really know what he was talking about until today. I couldn't believe the threats these guys were making. They're weird, really weird. What happened was, the three of them...
Hello?
This is Carpenter Rimswell, Ed's brother. I think me and you ought to get together. Talk a little.
About what?
Well, I'd heard you'd paid for certain information. For a price, I could tell you some real interesting stuff. Stuff that put my brother away for a long time.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, let's just say having Ed around all the time tends to cramp my style. If you know what I mean.
Carpenter, I believe every man ought to be given a chance to prove himself. This is yours. I hope for your sake you're not lying.
Or you're just going to have to come out and see. Ed and Sid are in town getting drunk. They won't be back until the bars close.
doesn't hear one little twitch, and my brother cuts you in half with 2 barrels of buckshot. Ooh-wee. He don't look so tough now, do he?
Sure don't.
Carpenter, I warned you about your one chance.
You ain't no position to warn nobody. And I'm gonna gut you like a pig. You think you can come in here with your damn tricks and try to split us up? I'm gonna shut you up for good.
Keep the gun right where it is, son. Right there. Blanchard ought to be real proud of you boys.
What the hell happened here, Ed?
You see, we was trying to show you that we could...
You were going to show me what? You disgraced me. You disgraced yourselves. You disgraced me. I'm your commanding officer. Will, I thought you had more intelligence. You should be shot. All of you. Don't you dare snivel in my presence. I taught you to be a man, a soldier. Or you stand up here and act like one. You hear me? Now you get up. Get up here. Get up here. Now you broke ranks. You charged into battle without a plan. Now, I'm not going to be defiant again. This humiliation will be answered. I can promise you that. It will be answered.
I saw you drive up. Is everything all right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I heard that you made a considerable impression in town today. Almost getting yourself shot by Deputy Jones and informing everybody of Colonel Blanchard's military status. Now, while I support your cause, I hope you understand my concern. Just let me know if you plan on bringing any of your fights back here to my motel.
That's all right. I've had my fight for the evening. Want a drink?
Thanks. He looked like you, your son.
Most people thought he looked like his mama.
Oh, he had your chin and your eyes. You're different than I imagined you to be.
Good or bad?
This is different. Dar Jr. spoke to me some about you.
He tell you that we weren't getting along too well?
He mentioned it.
He was talking about dropping out of college. Said he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. I told him while he was deciding he ought to come to work for me, my company. It's like I suggested he boil himself in hot oil. Anyway, that's when he decided to come here and work with his college buddy, Freddie Mace, here in the lumber yard. We had a big argument about it. Last time I saw him. I should have insisted. Should have been stronger.
Kids break away from their parents. It's what they're supposed to do. I mean, I can't speak from personal experience. Don't have any children of my own.
You were married?
Yes, I was married. I don't know if my husband ever felt that he was. Well, that's a boring subject.
You're probably better off. You raise your kids to stand up for themselves, and when they do, it's too soon. Never the time to warn them about the dangers.
I have a feeling that you were a wonderful father. Oh, my God.
Anybody hurt?
Hey, buddy, give me a hand with this hose.
I don't suppose you saw who did it. Everybody knows who, and everybody knows why. Back up!
There you go.
Yeah. I found this in the ashes. Had something inside that hadn't burned. I thought it might be money.
No. No, we didn't use this for the offering. This was all God can. When the load get too heavy and you can't carry it no more, God can. Used to sit up on the altar. The brothers and sisters would write down the props and put them inside this old coffee can and give them to God. You're not a religious man, are you, Mr. Hager?
Oh, in my own way, I am, Reverend, yeah.
But you believe that we got to take care of everything by ourselves.
Well, never known anybody to do it for me. Listen, I'm
I'm real sorry about what happened in church. I never expected anything like that.
Why didn't you come before?
I didn't want to get you involved.
Whatever made you think I stopped being involved? I lost a son, too.
Freddie was, he was a fine young man. His friendship meant an awful lot to Gar Jr.
I could say the same thing about your son, Mr. Hagan.
Yes, sir.
My wife. My son, Deputy Lawrence, and Freddie were cousins, but they were more like brothers. It was money from Lawrence's paycheck made it possible for Freddie to go to college. I guess you can see what all this bitterness has done to Lawrence. It'll eat at you, Mr. Hagan. It'll eat at you until there's nothing left.
Reverend. If we can help evil destroy itself, you think we ought to do that?
You got away, Mr. Hagan?
I think so.
Got you now, you son of a bitch! I told you to get off my property! All right, now. You're not dealing with white trash now.
Got it all wrong, Blanchard. My property now. Got your eviction papers right here.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, I purchased that defaulted second mortgage years.
Let me see that. These are fake.
I wouldn't bet on it. I'm driving to Jackson tonight. By tomorrow, all these papers will be filed.
I've got lawyers, too. You can't do this. You're not going to come down here and take the home and spin in my family
Over 100 years. Yeah, I know. I was doing a title search on it. I found out it was your great-great-granddaddy that built this fine old home. And that carpetbagger of a great-granddaddy of yours that took it from him.
I'm not going to play into your mind games, Hager. I know exactly who I am.
You're a fraud, Blanchard. That's what you are. Everything about you, from who you are to where you come from. Your whole life's just one damn lie. All coming apart for you, isn't it? You know, old Sharky kid, now he's pretty unstable. But I think it's going to be Renzel a little crack first. What do you think? Renzel, Sharky. Yeah. Renzel. I'm offering him a deal, you know. Go on. Give me an excuse. Go on. I'd be within my legal rights.
He's still there.
We called the colonel and asked him just what the hell I'm supposed to do.
Sure enough, sweetie. Scared.
Go and do it! Cedra, you tell that husband of yours to get a hold of himself right now. I don't care what Hager says. You tell him to keep his mouth shut. And you tell him I will not tolerate deserters. That spineless imbecile. Conflict should strengthen a man. Renzel's falling apart. It's not like Willis. Your son has proved to me time and time again to be a man of strength, integrity.
I don't want my son to have any more to do with this. And I want you to give up this control you have over it.
Aeneas, I've only tried to encourage Willis to realize his full potential as a superior human being.
You've brainwashed him. He's full of these ideas, all this crazy talk.
I have broadened that boy's mind. I have introduced him to the thoughts of Schopenhauer, Nietzsche, Charles Darwin.
You're not hearing me. See, Willis is not rational. I think he's headed for a nervous breakdown. And it's all this talk about killing.
The only talk I've heard about killing has come from that man, Hager. Now, he's threatened everybody. He'll kill you. See, that man, he's got to be stopped. And if the law won't do it, I guess I'll have to.
I don't seem to be able to find a match anywhere. What do you want? I mean, I know what you want, but you might like something else. Like maybe me. You could take me right now. Back to your room. You could take me here. As long as you're here. Ed won't leave the chickens.
No.
You couldn't have me anyway.
Tell your husband, he ought to talk to me. Maybe we can work something out. Otherwise, he better get used to being cooped up. I figured a little whiskey might clear up a few things. For instance, why is it that you are such an arrogant, uptight, stormtrooping jerk?
Well, driving you back to your hotel.
Wait a minute. Now, because I think I know why. See, what it is you're just too busy feeling guilty to do anything about solving the problem.
Shut up,
That's it, isn't it? Huh? Yeah. You screwed up trying to do right by your favorite cousin, Freddie, and you just can't live with that, now can you? Don't you forget to read me my rights, deputy. Remember what happened last time.
He ain't drunk.
There's something wrong with the machine.
No, it's working fine. I tell you, he's not drunk. Maybe I should call up the sheriff.
You book him. Open container and car disturbing the peace. You have anything you want to say?
Yeah. What time is it?
It's 8:48.
Cedra,
Damn you!
where's Ed?
Scared the life out of me, Ed. Colonel's here. Ed!
Whoa. Where'd you come from?
Out back. Parked up the road a piece.
What you sneaking around in the dark for? What if I thought you was him?
Well, we might have had a bad accident then. Now, why don't you relax? Put that thing away.
What you doing with the gun?
Just being prepared.
Yeah, he's got you scared, too.
Shut up!
Like I told you, Hager ain't been around since he offered Cedar that money.
How much money did you take, Cedra?
None. I didn't take none.
Did you take that deal he offered you, Ed?
He never offered me no deals. Man, I ain't even talked to him.
Bet you might.
No. No, I never talked to him.
You see, Hager was right. I did get kicked out of the Army, but you know why? Because I knew how to do things right.
Colonel, what are you talking about?
It's a strategy that counts. Troops lost. Calculated against the end result. That's how you win. Now, Cedra.
No!
This insubordination's got to be stopped. Maybe she have you now, Ed. Ed? Cedra! Where are they? What time did you get home last night?
I don't know. Late. Went on to bed. Figured they were done asleep. I guess it's up to me now.
Where you think you're going?
Gar Hager did this, and I'm going to kill him.
No, you ain't gonna kill anybody. Because I'm gonna lock you up. Now put these on. Put them on before I have to hurt you.
Okay, Hager. Let's go.
Now, let's see if we can't figure this out, you and me. You were drunk. You ended up at Lawrence's place. You picked a fight. He arrested you for being drunk and disorderly. Only you weren't drunk. And while you're locked up here, Ed Rensel gets himself killed.
That's a damn shame.
No. Damn shame is Cedra was killed, too.
Sorry to hear that.
All sixes.
But not mine.
You're a smart man, Hager. So am I. Now, I haven't figured this thing out yet, but I will. Of course, you're counting on that, aren't you? Now, I think it's about time you give me some hints as to what the hell you're up to.
Hey, Sheriff. Morning, Colonel. Come on up here. Can I buy you a cup of tea?
Oh, I'm afraid it's a little bit too hot for me to be drinking tea.
Well, I expect you're right about that. You sure I can't offer you a cup, though?
No, thank you.
Well, Horton, what brings you way out here?
Well, it's not good news, I'm afraid. Ed Rensel was killed last night.
Ed? And Cedra? How's she taking it?
Pretty bad. She's dead, too.
How?
They were both shot to death with R6. I found the shell.
It's Hager. Man's insane. I was afraid something like this would happen. Ever since he came down here waving those rifles around, threatening people. He's not still out there running around loose, is he? I mean, he said he would kill me, too. I hope you got him locked up.
Oh, he was in jail when I spoke to him. I'm here to see your R6, Carl. I know you got a Model 70 Winchester similar to his. It's my job. I just got to check things out.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I suppose Hager has an alibi.
Oh, everybody's got an alibi, Colonel.
Let me guess. He said he was in Jackson when it happened.
How do you figure that?
Because he's been making some kind of move on my Camelot. Told me he had to go down there to file some papers. I guess he thought I was going to be his alibi. You know, I expected more from him. He goes down there, checks into a motel, comes back here and kills Ed and Cedra.
This place sure is something. Must be expensive to keep up.
Now, this case hasn't been opened, and the alarm hasn't been turned off.
You sure?
I'm positive. How come I get the feeling I'm being grilled?
Can I see the rifle?
I resent this.
Oh, that is a beauty. Yes, sir. How's it shoot?
Like the classic it is. Perfectly.
Mighty sweet. Mind if I take it with me?
Of course I mind. Ain't too much I can do about it, though, is there?
Hager's alibi is tighter than you think. He was in my jail last night when those two people were killed. That crazy Hager. You know, he says that this is his rifle. That the two got mixed up when y'all were comparing them.
You believe that?
Well, I admit it don't make a hell of a lot of sense. He also said that the firing pin on his gun had been filed down, so it won't shoot. You said yours works perfectly.
Hey, I could have had a heart attack.
Heart attack, hell. You could have been shot. I didn't have to pull a trigger on this rifle to ID it. Hager told me what to look for. Now all I got to do is find that missing .6. That'll be yours, Colonel.
Today I learned I was mistaken about Jo Ellen. Oh, she likes me all right, but not in the way I thought or hoped. I drove Jo Ellen to the cemetery tonight. I drove Jo Ellen home from the cemetery tonight. It's all so crazy.
I shot the look out there!
Pack your things, Willis. You're coming with me.
Stay here and finish this, old man. Don't you get it? I mean, he killed Ed Sidra last night.
Well, maybe he did. Somebody around this town's crazy, that's for sure. But that's why I got to get you out of here. I'm going to take you up to Aunt Lucy's. Don't you know, son, I'm going to take care of you.
No!
No!
This what you're looking for, Colonel?
Me and Willis have been going out since grade school. It's just as soon we'd get married and have a family. Most people thought I broke up with Willis to go out with Gar.
But you and my son were just friends.
He was taking me places so I could be with Freddie.
When did Willis find out?
I don't know. When he did, I guess he went to the colonel. Gar must have figured out what they've been planning. He was Freddie's friend to the last. That's what got him killed.
What's your baby's name?
Hope.
Good name.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
You think you won, Hager?
I know I have.
Well, there's no real proof that I took that rifle. Anybody could have taken it from the motel.
But anybody didn't. You did.
Oh, yeah? Anybody see me take it?
Matter of fact, I did.
I saw you, Colonel. I watched you break into Mr. Hager's room, just like you said you would.
And I think the Reverend will testify to that in court.
You think anybody's going to take his word over mine?
Oh, you're damn right.
Hello. Go, up high. Lay down. Come with me, Hager. Go.
It's over, Sharky! Come on down out of there before innocent people get hurt!
I know you're gonna let Hager kill me. I'm not stupid. You let him kill Ed and Sidra.
But Blanchard killed Ed and Cedra! Don't you believe him, Will? Stop, Blanchard! Get back here! You just never did understand, did you, Horton? I'll drop you dead, Blanchard! It's my destiny! The way things were meant to be! Will Sharkey's making history here today! Watch out, Will! Joe's coming up the ladder! Kill that black son of a... Will! I taught you, boy! Will!
Reverend? Wanted to bring this by before I go.
This is the deed.
Uh-huh.
Camelot?
Well, I'll make a pretty good Baptist church. Thought I'd bring you something you could use this time.
Oh, yes. We can truly use this. Don't underestimate the power of the God can, Mr. Hager. We shine it up. Put it in our new church. Mr. Hager, don't try to carry too much, my friend. Sometimes it's all too heavy for even the strongest of men.
I'll remember that, Reverend. As long as there's people like you to remind me.
God bless you.
I was awake to see the sunrise this morning. It reminded me of what Dad used to tell me after I had a nightmare. He said there's only a few monsters left, and they can't live in the light.